Hey guys, welcome to Big Joe and Malia's World. Tonight, Big Joe and I are making skillet bacon cheeseburger dip. Does it sound good, honey?
Yes.
Let's do it. Alright guys, skillet bacon cheeseburger dip. Now, of course, this is really easy. And the best part about this is it takes one skillet. You cook everything in the skillet, you mix everything up in the skillet, and you bake it in the skillet. So it's simple. There's just a very few ingredients, and I will include the ingredient list at the end of the vlog. So here's what's in it. First thing you need, of course, is ground beef. In this case, I'm using ground chuck, okay? You need cream cheese, Worcestershire sauce, bacon bits, and get the good bacon bits. Don't get those little crunchy things. Get the good ones that are actually made from bacon that make it taste better. Garlic powder, salt and pepper, Colby Jack cheese, and onions. Alright, first thing you want to do, put you some cooking oil in a cast iron skillet or a skillet that you can put in the oven. It has to be something that you can put in the oven. In this case, I'm using cast iron. Put your little cooking oil in there and get it hot, and you're going to cook these onions for a few minutes. Now, you don't want to cook them a lot, but you do want to cook them until they're translucent. It usually takes about 5 minutes. Okay, once your onions get cooked pretty good, here's what they're going to look like. I browned them a little bit. You don't necessarily have to cook them this much, but if you brown them, caramelize it, it makes them sweeter, makes them a little sweeter. So that's just the way I like it. You don't have to cook them to that point, but I like it that way. Okay, next thing you're going to do, put your ground beef right on top of that. And make sure while this is cooking that you chop it up really good. Make sure there's not any big old chunks in it. And you just want to cook this until the meat's done. It just takes a few minutes, but cook it till there is no pink showing in the meat. Alright, once your ground beef is done, you want to drain it really good. Get as much as the excess grease off of it as you can. Turn your stove off and take it off the heat. And here's what it's gonna look like at this point. Okay. Yummy. Looks good already. Alright, so next thing you want to do, take all your bacon bits. Stir them around in there. Oh, I can smell that, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that's what this step looks like. Bacon, hamburger meat, and onions. Alright. Then you want to take your cream cheese. Just dunk it in there, the whole piece. And you're just going to cut this up. Now, it really doesn't have to melt completely in this step because it'll melt when you put it in the oven. So, if it doesn't melt all the way when you're stirring it up, it doesn't matter. Just squish it down a little bit.
Smell that bacon.
Mm-hmm. Squish it around. It'll melt somewhat because the skillet's hot. And the cream cheese is at room temperature. So if your cream cheese isn't very cold, it'll melt better during this step. Alright. As good as you can get it. And that's enough. So, alright, so what I'm going to do, going to give this a last good stir here, and I'm going to kind of just spread it out a little bit. Alright. Now, that's decent. like I said, it will melt the rest of the way during the baking process. So, next thing I'm going to do, Worcestershire sauce. I'm just going to put that right on the top and stir it in. You want to stir each step in as thoroughly as possible so the flavors will combine the way that they're supposed to. Because if you dump it all in there at once, it's just not going to do it. Alright. It looks good already, doesn't it, honey?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now you're going to take your garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Now, not garlic salt. We're going to use garlic powder here, guys. I'm going to stir that in. I like this recipe because you don't have to dirty up a bunch of dishes. And you just cook everything in the skillet. And you bake it in this skillet. So it's actually time saving. Alright. Last step. Put about 3/4 of the cheese in there. You're going to stir it up. This is getting thick too. Now this doesn't have to be just perfect because when it bakes it's all going to cook in together. Alright, once you get that cheese stirred up in there, spread it around. You don't have to pack it down or anything, but spread it around in your skillet. Just like this. And you're going to take the rest of your cheese and put it on top. Now you can use probably about any kind of cheese that you want. I am using Colby Jack because that's what I like. But you can use cheddar cheese, you can use American cheese, you can use mozzarella cheese, you can use a mixture of cheeses, whatever you like. But in this today, in this recipe, I'm using Colby Jack. Alright, so once you get it all together, this is what it looks like. It's all ready for the oven. Looks good already, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to pop this in a preheated 350-degree oven for 25 minutes. We'll be right back. All right, this is what the Skillet Bacon Cheeseburger dip looks like right out of the oven. Let's let it cool for just a few minutes and we'll let Big Joe do the taste test. Okay, everybody, here's Big Joe for the moment of truth. So I've given him some scoops to eat them with, so let's just see what you think about it.
Okie doke. Smells delicious. Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
It's really good. Mm-hmm. Bacon really stands out. I love it. You know what Big Joe says? It gets the
Okay, guys. That's it for the Skillet Bacon Cheeseburger dip. And as you can see, I'm getting loved on. So Big Joe must really like this one. So if you try this recipe, please let us know in the comments how you like it. We'd like to know how you like all our recipes. And as always, guys, thank you for allowing a little bit of Big Joe Malia's world into your world. See you soon, guys.
Bye.
Bye.